Hello friends, this is Nurmal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to compare two mid-range devices, the Samsung Galaxy J7 Pro with the Xiaomi's Mi Max 2. So while these two devices are completely different segment, one is a 5.5 inch screen size, one is a 6.44 inch screen size. So ideally the Xiaomi's Mi Max 2 is a massive phablet, but still we'll do a comparison because there are quite a lot of specifications which are common to these two devices. The Samsung J7 Pro is priced at 2900, while the Xiaomi's Mi Max 2 is priced 16999. So now let's go into the detailed aspects to see which is the better device to buy here. So first up, let's have a look at the design and build quality. So design wise, you can see both these devices are made of metal unibody construction. Samsung has done quite good with design aspect because it looks much better than previous J series phone, and this is definitely the best J series device ever, and it comes with a full unibody metallic construction and inner bands are pretty much neatly arranged. And on the other hand, the Xiaomi's Mi Max 2 is also a refined design when compared to the previous generation Mi Max. Now we have tapered edges, feels more smoother, matte finish rear panel, and the antenna lines are discrete and it blends neatly into the design aspect. So design wise, both these devices are quite good, but in terms of the build quality, we would say the Mi Max 2 is slightly ahead of the Samsung Galaxy J7 Pro in terms of the build quality and fit and finish. Now additionally, on the design front, we have a physical home button for the J7 Pro with two capacitive touch buttons. They are not backlit, while we have a backlit capacitive touch buttons for the Mi Max 2. Now the fingerprint scanner is on the front panel on the J7 Max, while it's on the rear panel on the Mi Max 2. So that was the design and build quality. Now let's talk about the display. So here we have a 5.5 inches Super AMOLED Full HD display on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Pro, while it's a Full HD 6.44 inch IPS LCD display on the Mi Max 2. Now the display quality looks really good on both the phones. Now both the phones have 2.5D curved glass on the display, and the viewing angles are again really good on both the phones. And we would say that both these displays performs pretty well, but the Mi Max 2 has Corning Gorilla Glass support, while that's not present on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Pro. So display quality feels quite good on both the phones. Now the pixel density is definitely higher on the J7 Pro because of the smaller display, but not much of difference in terms of display performance, especially with the Mi Max 2 having a bigger display, which helps in great multimedia experience and also in gaming. Now let's talk about the software. So here first we'll see the Samsung's J7 Pro. So J7 Pro comes with Android 7.0 out of the box, and we have Samsung's new TouchWiz UI, and you can see it comes with a lot of additional features including support for lock and masking apps, one-handed UI, quick launch camera, smart alert, dual messenger is supported, so you can run multiple instances of social messenger apps, easy mode. Then you have additional apps like Secure folder, and Samsung's own health app and additional tools are also included, and there is also support for themes. So overall the new UI feels quite smooth, good in terms of the features as well. So overall we would say Samsung has done a quite good job with the new UI. Now talking about the UI on the Mi Max 2, so this comes with the Xiaomi's own custom UI called MIUI, and here again we have a lot of additional features included. There is support for dual apps, then we have another option called second space, then light mode is there, then there is support for themes. There are additional tools like security, then Xiaomi's own tools like FM radio, recorder, scanner also are included on this UI. So the UI feels quite smooth even on the Xiaomi's MIUI as well. So but here we have Android 7.1.1 when compared to the Android 7.0 on the Samsung's J7 Pro. So that was the software aspect. So we would leave it to our viewers to decide which is better for them. Both are equally good in terms of the features and tools offered. Now let's talk about the performance aspect of these two phones. So we have the Exynos 7870 powering the J7 Pro, and it is coupled with 3GB RAM and 64GB internal storage, while we have the Snapdragon 625 on the Mi Max 2 with 4GB RAM and 64GB storage. Now looking at the benchmark score of these two phones, you can clearly see that the Snapdragon 625 is way better than the Exynos 7870. But having said that, there is no really visual differences between these two devices in terms of the performance. Both are equally good. Samsung has optimized the device and performs really good. We can't really say one is better than the other, because in terms of day-to-day experience, that's where most of the users deal with the phone. That's where both these devices provide great experience overall. There's no lag or issues. Now the gaming performance of these two devices were also quite good. Now one thing to note that here we have a better gaming experience on the Mi Max 2 because of the larger display, and stereo speakers, dual stereo speakers helps in better gaming experience when compared to the J7 Pro. Now both these devices have dual SIM cards. We have a dedicated SD card on the J7 Pro, and we have 4G LTE and voltage support on both the phones. Now the call quality of both these devices was quite good, and there was no complaints on both the phones. Now additionally, we have Samsung Pay option on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Pro, which is a wallet service by Samsung. So this is something really good. It has an NFC feature, and you can also use the device to make payments and also make it as a wallet for your use. So that's some additional feature on the J7 Pro. Now the additional feature on the Mi Max 2 is availability of IR blaster, so you can use the phone as a remote control for your devices. Now the fingerprint scanner experience on both these devices was quite good, but we would say the fingerprint scanner on the Mi Max 2 is a tad faster than the J7 Pro. So we'll do a quick demo of the fingerprint scanner experience on both these devices. So you can see here the Mi Max 2 is a tad faster than the J7 Pro, but both these devices are quite good in terms of the fingerprint scanner experience. Now let's talk about the cameras. So we have a 13 megapixel rear camera with f-stop 1.7, and we have another 12 megapixel camera on the Mi Max 2 with f-stop 2.2 aperture. We have an LED flash on the J7 Pro, while it's a dual LED flash on the Mi Max 2. Now looking at the front camera, we have a 13 megapixel shooter on the J7 Pro with f-stop 1.9, while we have a 5 megapixel shooter on the Mi Max 2 with f-stop 2.0. Now camera interface again looks quite good on both the phones. There are lots of features and modes included, and we would say both these devices provide good experience overall. Now talking about the camera performance, we would say that you can see the camera samples taken between these two devices. We would say that the color quality was better on the Mi Max 2 when compared to the J7 Pro, which feels slightly dull in terms of the color quality, but sharpness levels were quite good on both the phones. So daylight shots, we would say the Mi Max 2 definitely has an edge. Now talking about the other aspect, the close-up images and also the overall daylight capabilities of the rear camera, we would say the Mi Max 2 definitely has an edge. Now looking at the low light samples, we would say this is one area where the J7 Pro has slight edge over the Mi Max 2 with the f-stop 1.7, and the images are slightly more clearer on the J7 Pro when compared to the Mi Max 2. And the Mi Max 2 has its weakness of low light experience, which being poor. We mentioned that in our camera review as well. Now the selfie experience was quite decent on both the phones. It was a tad sharper and colorful on the Mi Max 2, but on the J7 Pro it was more realistic. So that is the camera comparison of these two phones. Now let's talk about the battery. So in terms of the battery performance, we have only one and only winner, that's a Mi Max 2 with a 5300 mAh battery, which lasts almost 3 days of battery life with moderate usage. So you are sure to get almost 2 to 2.5 days of battery life with a 5300 mAh battery and on-screen time of almost 10 hours. While on the other hand, the J7 Pro is definitely a good performer with 3600 mAh battery. It can last more than a day, almost close to 1 to 1.25 days. It can easily get through, and it definitely a good performer, but it will not beat the Mi Max 2 in terms of the battery performance. So now summing up, which is the better device to buy here? So both these devices are different in terms of the category. One is a massive phablet. So in terms of the pricing, again there is a major difference of almost 4K between these two devices. So which is a better device out of these two phones? So if you're okay with the larger screen size of the Mi Max 2, because it's really a large device to hold and use, we already done a video on how large is the Mi Max 2. So if you're comfortable with that size, we would definitely suggest to go with the Mi Max 2 because it has better overall features and specifications, and also battery performance is stellar. with a great multimedia experience. But then having said that, if you're not comfortable with that size, the J7 Pro is definitely a good device to buy, but you have to shell out additional 4K for the Samsung J7 Pro. Additionally, we have J7 Pro coming with the Samsung Pay as well. So that was the detailed comparison of these two phones. So hope you liked this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the red subscribe button for more videos. If you plan to buy these devices, we have the links available in the description of this video. You can use our link and buy the device. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.